Welcome to the Seventh Tackle, and this week I'm with AnneLoudon. How you going, Marianne?
Good, thank you. How are you, Tony?
Good. Marianne, Warwick Cowboys.
Yes.
How's it going?
Yep. It's going really well at the moment, actually, Tony. I'm really happy with where we're situated on the ladder in the seniors.
Yeah.
We've got a pretty young side in the under-18s, but they're improving each week. So.
Yeah. So, Marianne, when did you sort of start your involvement in rugby league?
My involvement started, my brothers played. One brother played for collegiates,
Yep.
juniors, and I sort of hung around the football fields a little bit then. And then, later in life, I followed the Warwick Cowboys from their inception in 1986.
86, yeah.
And and then I ended up marrying one.
Yep.
Noel.
Yeah.
And so I've really been around the football half my life.
Yeah.
I could almost say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, the 87 grand final, Noel was in that.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes.
How'd he go on that? Did he get sent off or anything?
No, he didn't get sent off at all.
Oh,
No.
Well, history's wrong. I heard that a certain referee sent him off in one game. In a semi-final, maybe.
Might have been in the semi-final, and I think that referee was Mick Merchant.
Mick Merchant, yes. Yeah.
One of the TRL directors. Yeah,
we'll give a shout out to
true.
Mickey, hey?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Then when did you start getting involved committee-wise, that sort of thing?
Yeah, look, it started last year. I was highly involved. I got on the executive as secretary. A couple of years ago, the Cowboys did a fundraiser for Noel. He had a serious illness, and we both wanted to give back to the club.
Yep.
So I sort of wanted to contribute something, and so did Noel. He thought he'd start coaching again and start getting players back. And I ended up, being secretary last year.
Yeah.
And I learnt a lot from that.
And what made you take the next step into presidency?
Look, it's one of those typical things. You go to the AGM,
Yeah.
and it's a matter of someone putting their hand up to do the job.
Yeah.
A lot of our committee members have been on the committee for a long time, and there's a little bit of burnout happening. You know, they've all got full-time jobs, and they're
There's certain guys that have been there for
a really long
time.
And I knew if I put my hand up that I couldn't go wrong with the committee that we've got.
And what sort of goals you got now as president? You got anything sort of in
I've
mind?
got goals. One goal is player retention. Hopefully our players will come back next year. Another goal is to have a happy club, a good family club, and a welcoming club. And I also would like to see stronger ties to our two junior clubs, which are across the river.
Yep.
Collegians and Eastern Suburbs. And we've actually started off this year, the committee, with a sponsorship for our juniors. And that's going along really well. So.
So, like, as a woman involved in rugby league, what are the sort of advantages, any disadvantages with being a woman? Not so much disadvantages, challenges, hey?
Yeah, look, Tony, it's a common question I do get asked a lot, and I find people are curious about it. But to be honest, I haven't really had any hassle with it at all. It's 2014.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon.
Yep.
I feel there's been a couple of moments with other presidents where they didn't know whether to shake my hand or kiss me or or what, so it was slightly awkward.
Yeah.
But look, everyone's been great. The players are great. They're all gentlemen.
Yeah, no, you've got a lot of respect.
Look, I'm just really enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm surrounded by really good people.
Yeah.
So
there's been a lot of women that have broken the ice before you.
Oh, most
but currently
definitely,
you're the
for
only
sure.
female president.
The first at the Warwick Cowboys. Yes.
Yeah.
But I must tell you, there's 50% of women are on the committee. So half of our committee is made up of women anyway.
And advantages with that, like seeing it from a different point of view to men, or what do you see? Any advantages with being a woman?
I think every president brings their own flavour to the club.
Yeah.
I stand back a lot and take things in, and probably more in the background rather than up front. It's not really a gender thing. It's whoever's the best person for the job.
Yeah.
And you're only as good as the people who are you're actually surrounded by. Sorry. So
Yeah. So you're surrounded by Gary Hansen. Yeah.
Yes.
Challenges of the job with Gary. Yeah.
Look, Gary comes. What you see isn't necessarily what you get.
Yeah.
And And Gary really actually is a big teddy bear.
Yeah,
He'd hate to hear me say that, but
he's a character.
He is a character, and
you got Liz
he's an
involved too?
enormous.
Too?
Yes, Liz Brown. She's been treasurer for 9 years, and she just does a wonderful job with the finances.
Yep.
It's something I certainly don't have to worry about.
Yeah, and just looking at all 4 grades, you got C grade 2, Marianne, and 18.
Yeah, we got a C grade comp this year,
Yep.
which is really good. That's been going really well. Everyone loves watching the C graders.
Yeah.
It's an enjoyable match. And it's a bit of a kick and a giggle at the Cowboys.
Yep.
And they definitely bring a culture to the club, the C graders, for sure.
And the 18s going all right?
Yeah, they're a really young side this year.
Yeah.
There's some really good players in there who they're getting stronger every week.
So most of them will be playing again
18s
next
year. Yep.
And then there's the thing of balancing all your local blokes with a few imports and all that sort of stuff.
That's
so you've
right.
Gone international with your imports?
Yes.
Yeah.
Danny Lyons, our recruitment officer.
Yeah.
He's got a few. We've got Jacob Morgan from young Welshman. He's our fullback, and he's been playing great footy. And we've also got there's Elliot and Declan from last year. Who are playing well, and they're playing again with us this year.
Yeah.
Elliot's fallen in love with a Warwick girl, so he might stick around for a while. And also Gary Ellery, who
is a local.
He's
almost,
basically a local.
What about good local blokes?
Yeah, look, in our A grade we've got the McIntosh brothers, we've got Bart and Josh, classy players. We've also, if you went on Players Player this year, Gary Ellery, and also Jason Bradfield's just been leading on the field. He's been having great games.
Paul Cantwell?
Paul Boo Cantwell. He's also playing really well this year. I hate singling people out, but they're the ones that come to mind. Any
really exciting prospects going on there?
Look, Josh Lucas.
Yep.
He's been very impressive, actually, Josh. The Players Player three games in a row has been Jake Farrell.
Yeah.
He plays with a lot of heart.
So, Marianne, just looking at a player from another club, who's somebody that really stands out to you?
Probably Matty Duggan
Yep.
from Wattles. I've watched him play. He's just a class act. And I've also watched him play for Clydesdales.
Yeah.
And he's just...
Controls the whole game, hey?
He sure does, and he's just such a classy player, and he's really stood out to me.
So, Marianne, let's assume that Warwick make the top 5, because they're in the mix.
Yep.
Well and truly. Hey, could even make the top 3.
Yep.
So, who are the other 4 in the top 5 or more?
Yeah, that would be Wattles, of course, Gatton, then us, and then probably Souths, and I think it'll be a hit out between Dalby, Highfields, Valleys or Oakey for 5th.
And that's what everybody's saying about the A-grade comp, is that you're going right down the table. There's still a lot of sides that can still make the top 5. Hey,
yep.
I think there's 3 or 4 on 10 or something like that.
That's exactly right.
Righto, thanks, Marianne,
for
that.
You.
It was
Thank
really
you, Tony.
good. We'll see you some other time.
Okay.
So do we shake hands or do we kiss?
I think we better shake hands.
All right, thanks.